Welcome to chessstrategyguide.com, and in today's lesson we will see the windmill tactics. Windmill is a rarely occurring tactics. It is a series of discovered check and normal checks that paralyzes the opponent. It is a tsunami in the opponent's camp. The series of occurrence of check and captures is related with the rotation of the blades of the windmill, and hence the name given as windmill. Here in this position you see that the white rook is controlling the 7th rank and the bishop on c3 square is controlling the diagonal a1h8. Now white has to play. White will first capture the bishop on d7. It will be a check, and black king will move to the g8 square. No other option. The rook will again come back to the g7 square. Check. Black king will move to h8 square. Rook will capture the knight on c7 square. King has to come to the g8 square because no other option is there. Rook comes to the g7 square, again check, and here you will see that how the check and capturing is going on repeatedly. King goes to h8 square. Rook captures the pawn on b7 square. Check. King g8, rook g7, king h8, rook captures the pawn on a7 square. Check. King g8, rook g7, king g8. Now see here how white will capture the queen on e6. Now white plays rook g6, check, and now it is ready to capture the queen on e6 square. Black plays h7 and rook captures the queen. Here you have seen how the rook on the 7th rank demolished the black's position. This rook has trampled over the enemy territory and crushed the entire enemy force. See the another position. This position is from one of the historical game played between Torre and Emanuel Lasker, played in Moscow in 1925. Emanuel Lasker reigned the world for 27 years and in this game caught in the windmill. I think you must be very enthusiastic to see the game. See the position. In this position you will see that the white rook is attacking the g7 square indirectly. At the same time the white queen is also attacking the black queen on b5 indirectly. Torre knows that if this bishop is moved, it will uncover the attack against the black queen and the g7 pawn, and therefore Torre plays bishop f6, the excellent move, because it is attacking the g7 square and the rook is also attacking the g7 square and queen is also attacking the black queen. But here Lasker failed to gauge that the rook takes g7 pawn and we are going to fall into the windmill, and therefore captures the white queen on h5 square. Then Torre picks up the pawn on g7 square. Check. Black plays king h8, and you will see the position which we have discussed in the previous game, that the bishop is controlling the diagonal a1 h8 and the rook is controlling the 7th rank. Now white plays rook takes f7 check, king g8, rook g7 check, king h8, rook picks up the bishop on b7 square, check, king g8, rook g7 check, king h8, and now white plays rook g5 check and ready to pick up the queen on h5 square. Black plays king h7 and white picks up the queen. See the another position. White plays bishop c4 check, and now black has no other option than the h8 square, and therefore black plays king h8. And here the white knight jumps to the f7 square check, and if you see here the knight is attacking the king, rook, another rook, and the queen. Black has no other option than the g8 square, so king g8, knight picks up the queen, knight takes queen, check, king h8, again knight jumps to the f7 square check, king g8, knight takes g5 check, king h8, knight again jumps to the g7 square, f7 square check, king g8, and knight takes the last rook at h6 square check, and king moves to h8 square. Now here you have seen how knight has trampled over the enemy territory and demolished the complete position.